Okay, we're back at it after another productive week for this week in the shop. Rebecca's 70 Chevelle came in this week. It developed a little bit of a miss. She's been driving the wheels off of it. We previously did port injection, delivered a small miss, or uh, uh, it got a small miss. We're going to take care of that, diagnose it, make sure it's good. We have Brad's 65 Mustang that came in, long-term customer that we've had. We've worked on this car over years, and we just recently put a set of Dakota Digital RTX gauges in it, and because he was complaining of the fuel level not working. So we put some good accurate gauges in it. It's powered by a 347 stroker with a 5-speed. It's a fast little car. While it was here, we had it up on the dyno just to make sure that it's running good, and it makes just about 380 at the tire, 400 foot-pounds. I mean, it is an absolute screamer. Some say you can't beat a small block Ford, a high-winding small block Ford. We have a 300Z XN. Small little job. We had to add the factory pinstriping, the gray pinstriping. It's ready to go. It's dusty. We'll give it a nice bath before we get going. We have the Anthony's 88 Mustang in the shop, torn down. I gave a little preview last week. Little deer hit. We're just working on getting everything repaired. He's putting a brand new Cervini's hood on the car, so we put it test fitted on the car. Fits. I mean, it's Cervini's. It fits good. So we'll give it a nice block and block it out while we're doing the repairs on the front bumper. He decided he wanted to add a Cobra grill insert, so we started getting to that for that to sit into place. It's a little tight. We'll open that up a little bit more. But there was spider cracks all along the front bumper, so we're just feathering that stuff out, getting this fit. We'll get everything in prime, and then we'll blend into the fenders and make sure that the paint match on the hood is good to go. Holly's stuff from the first round of paint is curing. We like to wait a few weeks, month and a half before we do any cutting and buffing because it lets the paint out gas. The longer you can wait, the better, just to get all those solvents out and then your paint hold out. Let me get the lights on in the booth over here, so we can show you round 2 of Holly's stuff that got painted yesterday. Dakota made good work of getting the cab and hood and other small parts painted. We got the hood, the door hinges painted, gas door, cowl panel. Came out really nice, super nice. So, like I had mentioned, this stuff will probably sit for a couple weeks before we start cutting and buffing on it. But can't go wrong with black. And then we've decided that the red graphics, which I'll pop up a rendering of the car, or the truck I should say, from here down, will have a strobe effect of red and black stripes. We decided we're going to do them in vinyl, so it has a more OEM fit and finish on that. So we'll get that out. You also saw the phone booths. We are just finishing prepping them and painting them. They should be painted next week. We have a nice matched gold for it. I was able to take the windows out and the signs out. We're going to have all new signage. The gaskets for the windows are going to be all new. I got new gaskets for those because they were cracked and dry rotting. So these two should be painted next week along with the door. One is going to be a phone booth. One is going to be an ATM booth. So pretty cool. And then Tyler is moving ahead with the engineering of the tops. Super ornate oriental tops. So once he gets done with those, we'll be able to assemble them, weld them together, paint them. This week we got a SOS call from our buddies over at Cruisers Customs. They built this super killer ratty looking 72 Chevelle 4-door, but it's an absolute ripper. It's got an LT4 in it with a Bowler Carbon Edition 6-speed manual, Roadster Shop spec chassis, forged line wheels, big bare brakes. I mean, it's got the works. Unfortunately, a transporter, we suspect that they were trying to load it in 3rd gear and completely torched the clutch. Cruisers is down in Texas. We're obviously in New Jersey. Customer had it up in Delaware, and the thing barely got out of its own way. So took it for a run, and it slips in all gears. So we got a new clutch coming for this. As you can see, the Carbon Edition 6-speed laying there, waiting to get back into its home. And then unfortunately, the tow truck driver J-hooked the rear, and the J-hook cinched the brake line and also dented the fuel tank. So we're gonna have to go ahead and drop the tank, drain it, fix it, bodywork it, repaint it to bring it back to pre-accident condition. Super cool build. I mean, it's got all the right parts in it. Like I said, LT4, 650 horse LT4. It's an absolute riot because it otherwise looks pretty rough, but it's a nice rust-free Texas car. Rick's OBS. Chad got finished last week with getting all the flanges done for around the wheel tubs on the bed. And then he was working on making these nice radius flanges that are going to go on top of here. So these will end up butt welding along here into the bed sides. You can see he had it cleat-coated and scribed. So next week he'll be cutting out that flange. Chad is actually out at the Tin Man's metal shaping seminar this weekend, so we're excited for Chad to boost his experience and get some more killer insight on metalworking from some really talented guys out there at Tin Man's Garage. So hopefully, I think next week we'll have the tubs completely ready to go, and then we'll start making the trapezoid over the axle humps. CJ's 70 Nova coming along. Quarters are on for good. It's all prepped. Had all the corrosion protection. They were installed with panel bond and spot welding, resistant spot welding. Came out really nice. They're nice and solid. We also installed sound deadening material to the backside of the quarters before they went on, as well as the outer wheelhouses. Again, we like to add sound deadening to areas that are inaccessible. When we're replacing panels, we like to add it so that it just, I mean, you hear that and it doesn't even sound like metal. So that's coming along really nice. And then over here, wiring continues on Justin's 78 F250, 79 F250. The core support's on for good. Whoops. Core support's on for good with the radiator. He's starting to hook up all the vintage air plumbing and run all that stuff. So we're slowly but surely getting along. This is a very long process of wiring a car and getting it all proper, getting all the plumbing right. We have Ryan's formula. Bunch of parts came in, exhaust, suspension, all kinds of fun stuff for this thing. So we're going to be outfitting it with a bunch of aftermarket suspension parts to improve the drivability and all that stuff. Two projects you may not see. Joe's 67 Corvette went home. It made just under 500 horsepower at the tires. We'll be having there should be an episode of Dyno Time up on that, as well as Brad's 65 Mustang. And I got the 68 Camaro, John's 68 Camaro on the road for the first time yesterday. It drives really nice. A couple small adjustments we need to make. The rear calipers needed some different shimming. There's always a little tweaking of the calipers. It was kind of rubbing on rotor, so I shim the rear calipers. I mean, it drives great. We verified that the 600-pound spring is a little too weak for the weight that we're running with the turbo system, so we're going to have to upgrade to a little bit stiffer of a spring to get the ride height up a little bit and get a little bit of that floatiness from that extra weight. So that about wraps it up for this week. We'll keep on moving along, and we'll see you next week.